We got Keith calling in. Keith is calling in from ME. I always forget what the one for ME is.
Maine?
Minnesota. Or Maine. It's Maine. It's Maine. We talked about this. It's Maine. I should know all my state codes now. I've been doing this for too long, but I guess I don't get enough calls from Maine. Keith, what's going on?
Well, I hate to disagree. I'm not in Maine. My phone number is the Maine phone number. And I'm actually in Florida.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's right. You're in Florida. You got the Maine number. It's all good. We understand.
But yeah, so with an actual expert on, or at least somebody who has researched the expert, I have to ask about my favorite cryptid. What is the most compelling evidence that we have for the Loch Ness Monster?
Loch Ness Monster, baby. Smiles, give me the deets. Do we have the documents in the archives of the Loch Ness Monster?
We have a lot of books on Loch Ness Monster, but one of our recent presenters, Ken Gerard, is just released a book on Loch Ness. I think the latest attempt at evidence for that is some genetic evidence, and just like the attempt at getting genetic evidence for Bigfoot, it's rather contentious. This goes back to everything, all the things that I used to believe in as a child. Checking out all the Daniel Cohen children's paranormal cryptozoology books at my school library. Loch Ness Monster was one of my favorites, and the several photographs that have been touted as evidence over the years. Some sonar evidence. But mostly I'd say it like so much of this, it just comes down to the eyewitness testimony, which, that to me, I put a lot of stock in, but at the same time, I'm very well aware of how flawed eyewitness testimony can be. I mean, there's tons of examples of that, but
Smiles, did you know this? I found this out like a couple months ago. The first sighting of Loch Ness Monster was like 1,000 years ago, and it was like a Catholic monk that said it. Did you know about this?
I was aware that there was really old sightings, like there are most of these things, I think.
I just Googled it so I could confirm. Saint Columba, some guy, there is a story when he's a saint. So the Catholic Church thinks this dude is all right, is the first guy to make the sighting for the Loch Ness Monster. Now, personally, my take, Loch Ness, I don't know, man. It does, like, it's a tiny amount of water, and that's a big animal. That doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me. I mean, I know they've put freaking drones out there and all kinds of stuff. I feel like this is one where we kind of would have figured it out by now if it was true. I think it's one of those ones, right?
Yeah, no, it's definitely sunk lower and lower in the loch for me in terms of the probability there. But I have fun entertaining in my own fantasy world. Some other explanations. I mean, hey, what did Aleister Crowley really have to do with the Loch Ness Monster? Think about that.
I have no idea. But like, I gotta say, like, you could sell me on some cryptids. I think you could, well, at least make like a plausible case, maybe, because there is a lot of the natural world we don't know. Okay, I'll put it out there. But like, this is such a strictly defined geographic area with like very certain parameters on what this thing is. And like, I don't see it.
I was a huge fan of the plesiosaur hypothesis until
the plesiosaur thing. That was what I thought it was as a kid too. Again,
there's that photograph that has what looks like a fin,
right?
I'm just like, oh wow.
And then I want to believe that like dinosaurs are still around, just kind of like chilling. Like that would be a cool world to live in. I would like to see that. Maybe some island somewhere.
I think there's still some speculation about the possibility of like some kind of large eel. Some other just
I don't know, man.
Mistaken identity.
At that point, I don't believe it. It's an eel, man. It's got to be a monster. It's got to be it's the thing with the head sticking out. Come on, eels don't do that. Right?
I don't know, Dan. It always comes back to the eel, though, doesn't it?
It always comes back to eels on this program. Yes, there's something about eels.
It's full of eels.
There's something about eels in Truth Wanted where we just there's a connection there. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's spiritual in nature. We'll find out one day. But today is not that day. Keith, thanks so much for calling in.
Thank you,
Appreciate you doing that.